Well, I'm going to go ahead and get us started. We're at the top of the hour. I want to welcome everyone to our live Saturday morning presentation. We've got a couple things that we're going to do today, and before we get started, I would just ask that for those that are on this morning, if you can make sure that you put your microphone in the mute position. Certainly as we go through this presentation, if you have questions, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your questions, or you can type in the chat box and ask questions that way. Our presentation this morning is going to be all about ProArgi-9 Plus. I'm going to break this up into three parts. The first part is I want to review the online video that you have available to you to help people understand why ProArgi-9 Plus is the absolute best L-arginine product in the marketplace worldwide, bar none. And then the second thing I want to do in our presentation today is help you understand the unique selling position of ProArgi-9 Plus, because when you understand how to use unique selling positions, you're going to take away all of the rest of the competition. I'll explain more about that as we get into our presentation in that section. And then the last thing I want to show you today are two emails that you can use. One is a very simple email. The other one is a little bit longer, but I want to go through those emails because you can use that pattern as a way for you to be able to introduce ProArgi-9 Plus to people who you've either specifically talked to, or the second email would be to family and friends, and how to use that email design as an effective way for you to get information in front of them. So with that said, what I want to do in the first part is take you through the dynamics of the online video that every person here has access to. It starts out with the slide presentation I'm going to show you. I'm going to not do the regular presentation for this. You can always listen to the video online, but I want you to understand why it was designed the way that it was, so that you know how to properly use this. So we start out with the opening slide called the ProArgi-9 Plus Advantage. And from there, what we want to do is we want to help people to completely understand right from the beginning that if you're going to analyze other manufacturers, you're going to need to look at it from three specific standpoints: the pathway that's used to create nitric oxide, proven ingredients, and quality assurance standards. Those are the three areas of evaluation on any nitric oxide product that you're going to use for nitric oxide therapy. In the next slide, we talk about the miracle molecule and the three properties of the miracle molecule, and you'll notice in the lower left hand corner I introduced Neo 40. There is a reason for that. Neo 40 is one of our major competitors, and Neo 40 makes statements to the effect that if you're over the age of 40, the L-arginine pathway is not effective for people who are over the age of 40. We want to be able to present ourselves in relationship to Neo 40, and as you see this presentation develop, you're going to see how we effectively eliminate Neo 40 as any of our competition. So one of the things we do in the first part is we talk about the miracle molecule. We talk about the three major properties of the miracle molecule: nitric oxide, how it relaxes the smooth muscle of the vascular wall for improved vasodilation, how it keeps blood platelet cells from sticking together to naturally protect against strokes and heart attacks, and then how when you have a high enough level of nitric oxide over a long enough period of time, it can initiate reparative mechanisms to heal damage done to the interior lining of the vascular system, that lining called the endothelium. We talk about the next one, that there are two primary pathways for the creation of this nitric oxide. The one pathway is what ProArgi-9 Plus uses, which is the endothelial pathway through the use of L-arginine for the creation of nitric oxide. The other pathway is used by Neo 40 and other companies like Neo 40, like Circo2, that use a nitrate-nitrite pathway for the creation of nitric oxide. We want people to understand that both pathways are valid, but both pathways are short-lived. And it becomes extremely important because you can only get a short-lived production of nitric oxide, and then in a fairly short period of time, within 2 hours, you're returning to your baseline levels. So by themselves, the use of L-arginine or the use of a nitrate-nitrite pathway is not going to give long-lasting benefits. There's other key ingredients that are necessary to extend that production of nitric oxide. And so we come back to this aspect of Circo 2 and Neo 40. These are products that are designed by Dr. Nathan Bryant, and he promotes this aspect on both his website as well as he has mouthpieces for him in the industry that talk about how the L-arginine pathway is ineffective, especially if you're over the age of 40. Now, to make sure that I don't get myself or anyone in trouble, I actually took a screenshot of Neogenesis, who is the manufacturer of Neo 40, so that people can see what I'm talking about. The second paragraph, if you're over the age of 40 and use L-arginine supplement to increase your nitric oxide levels, you may be wasting your money. The conversion of L-arginine to nitric oxide in the body is extremely complex, and the L-arginine pathway becomes less effective as you get older. So what I do is I actually show the supplemental facts for Neo 40, and I circle the ingredient L-citrulline and talk about in the video how L-citrulline is converted to L-arginine and then goes down the same pathway that Neo 40 is telling you is ineffective. And what I do next in the slide is I say the question is, why would they use L-citrulline in their product? And the answer is they must include it if they're going to extend the ability for their product to create nitric oxide over a longer period of time, because the nitrate-nitrite pathway that they're using is short-lived, just like the L-arginine pathway is short-lived. And so L-citrulline is a key ingredient that must be in the product if you're going to enhance the ability to produce nitric oxide over long periods of time. So again, I have the comparison between ProArgi-9 and Neo 40 so that we can help people understand that our product is actually clinically proven. And then in the slide presentation, we go through what clinically proven means. The first discovery that ProArgi-9 Plus is clinically proven to significantly and rapidly increase the level of nitric oxide in the body over and above what would be found in L-arginine alone. And then the second one, we get into more scientific detail. You don't need to learn all this information. You just need to understand what this information means. And I'll come to that when we come to what we call the unique selling positions for this product. But we talk about inhibiting myeloperoxidase. We talk about how that's important as a biomarker for inflammation in the vascular system. We talk about how L-arginine by itself is not going to reduce the oxidation of low-density lipoprotein, but our product, ProArgi-9 Plus, actually does, and it potently inhibits this enzyme, myeloperoxidase, and helps to reduce the oxidation of LDL cholesterol, which means that we can help reduce inflammation in the vascular system. It's inflammation of the vascular system that causes most of the plaque formation that develops and leads to the ability for people to have vascular systems that don't operate. So what we try and do is we try and talk about how this is important. First, it helps in preventing the leading cause of plaque formation in the vascular system. And then the second thing it does is that it produces high enough levels of nitric oxide to relax that smooth muscle of the vascular wall, resulting in vasodilation for improved blood flow. So we're actually addressing two of the most important things that cause cardiovascular disease: high blood pressure and inflammation of the vascular system. And this is a product that is all provenly, that is clinically proven to do these things. And again, when we come to the unique selling positions of this product, it becomes extremely important to understand how you can position this information in simple terms to a person, and then let the video do the greater explanation of helping them understand why this is the absolute best product in the industry. Now, we talk about the studies at the Hughes Center, and then we move into the next section of the video is all about third-party validation to the effectiveness of ProArgi-9 Plus. So we talk about the results of the 2009 High Desert Heart Institute study. We talk about the 2013 Chicago Sky study that was done here in Chicago with the women's professional basketball team. It was the upper management, not the athletes, but the upper management of the Chicago Sky women's professional basketball team. And then we talk about 2014, important third-party validations in relationship to other people. This is not Synergy Worldwide telling you. This is not me telling you this. This is other people that have no financial interest in Synergy Worldwide telling you from a third-party standpoint why this is the best product. The first one on the left is 2014, the Otis Award. That is a major award given by the health professional people in Poland for what they feel is, for that year, the best product in the marketplace for improving the health of their population. And that is awarded by the health professionals of Poland. This is not something that is given by a manufacturer. This is something that's given by the people that are in the health profession, and it's called their Otis Award. It's the highest honor that they can give to a product, and it's given to product that actually helps people improve their health. So 2014, the Otis Award, and then we were for the first time listed in the Physician's Desk Reference, and that Physician's Desk Reference is the guideline that physicians use for what they would recommend to their patients. And as you can see the quote there, and I'm going to suggest to everyone that you actually learn how to memorize that quote, because it becomes part of your unique selling position. Quote, ProArgi-9 Plus is the highest quality L-arginine supplement in the world. End of quote. In 2015, the CAMexpo is the largest health professional exposition that's done in Great Britain in the alternative healthcare industry, and they awarded ProArgi-9 Plus the best new product in 2015. So again, that is the alternative healthcare professional people in the largest expo in Great Britain, indicating that ProArgi-9 Plus is the best new product that they had. Plus, we were also then relisted in the Physician's Desk Reference, and then in 2016 again listed in the Physician's Desk Reference. Now, we then go into quality assurance standards, because one of the problems in the nutrition industry is quality assurance. We talk about how most companies do not make their own products, but a third-party vendor does it, relabels it, and so there's always this question of sourcing and product procedures, or in production procedures of making that product. Almost every consumer study that's ever been done on a random pool of nutritional supplements have always shown that at least half or more of the products that are pulled on a random test never meet label claims. It's important to understand that. That's one of the reasons why physicians do not like nutritional supplements, because they understand that the quality of the industry in terms of policing itself and the manufacturing of their products do not meet standards. Now, the next thing that we talk about is that will never be an issue with ProArgi-9 Plus, and we talk about why. That they're actually owned by Nature's Sunshine products, that their products are actually produced through them, that there's 262 verified quality assurance steps, and that they provide a 120-day money-back guarantee. We talk about Linda Hammond's great quote, "We don't guess, we test, we guarantee." They guarantee their product label claims all the way up to the expiration date on the product. We then get into some of the reasons why thin layer chromatography, ash testing, high performance liquid chromatography. I'm not going to talk about those tests, but in the video we talk about what those tests mean in terms of making sure of the quality assurance for the products that are used. Other companies do not go through this process. And then we talk about the key ingredients. We talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We talk about 6 key ingredients: L-arginine, L-citrulline, resveratrol or red wine extract, vitamin D3, K2, and pomegranate fruit concentrate. So we talk about L-arginine, that we use a pure free-form L-arginine. Other companies use a free-form L-arginine, but ours is pharmaceutical grade, and you can only use pharmaceutical grade if it's third-party validated. We talk about how it's superior to arginine HCl or arginine AKG. AKG is alpha-ketoglutarate. There's a major competitor that claims that their arginine AKG is better than what we use in ProArgi-9 Plus. Again, it's understanding how to use this video properly to, again, take away our competition. That it's isolated and purified from a biofermentation process of natural ingredients. Then we come back to this L-citrulline, and there is a reason why I show the pathway, the nitric oxide pathway, for the use of L-citrulline, because we want people to understand that L-citrulline is converted through an enzymatic pathway to L-arginine, and then it goes down that same endothelial cell pathway that L-arginine does, but we come back and position that against NEO40 and SERCO2, so that when they tell you that the L-arginine pathway is ineffective in the production of nitric oxide, especially if you're over the age of 40, then they either don't understand the science of nitric oxide production, or they're making a statement that is less than accurate. So without outright calling them liars, it's positioned there so that we can again show that the NEO40 products are duplicit in the information that they're sharing with people. We go back to resveratrol or red wine extract. Resveratrol is a trademark name, so Synergy cannot use that. So they use the same thing, which is called red wine extract. I bring this up in this video because some people in certain religions cannot consume anything that has alcohol. So when they see red wine extract, they think, oh, it's red wine, it's alcohol, I can't take this product. So we want people to understand that there is no alcohol content to it. All we're looking at is a polyphenol that's red wine extract and what it does in terms of the benefits to the vascular system. And then we talk about vitamin D3 and K2, the importance of those two together, as well as how we use vitamin K2. Other companies use vitamin K1. Vitamin K2 actually has benefits to the cardiovascular system, significant benefits, whereas K1 is cheap and has no benefits to the vascular system. So we want people to understand from a consumer standpoint that there's certain key ingredients that you need to have in your product if you really want it to be effective. And then we talk about pomegranate fruit concentrate. To my knowledge, we're the only one that incorporates pomegranate fruit concentrate. It's a major factor of why ProArgi-9 Plus works so effectively, because there are independent tests, peer-reviewed clinical studies on humans that show that when you're using pomegranate fruit concentrate, it actually enhances the enzymatic activity of the endothelium to produce higher levels of nitric oxide that have been clinically shown to reverse plaque formation within the vascular system of humans. So again, we want people to understand that there is a scientific design to this product, that these ingredients actually have tremendous benefits to them. Then we get into cost, because once you get down, it's still going to come down for some people. What is the cost in that? Does the cost justify the benefits? And so we set it up in terms of talking about that if you really are truly serious about your vascular system, then you need to you need to take in a product that's actually going to help address your vascular system. We talk about the preferred customer program, that they are able to have the same wholesale pricing as distributors, but now no attachment to the business, that it provides competitive pricing, that they can earn reward points towards free product. And then we position the Jumbo Jar Plus One as the best buying option for a person because it's $240. It gives them 180 servings in the Jumbo Jar plus an extra 30 servings in the single serve box. And then when you look at that, that's a total of 210 servings or 7 units. Divide 7 into 240. It's $34.29 per unit. Now it doesn't reflect the shipping fee and it doesn't reflect the sales tax, because shipping fee is the same for everyone, but the sales tax varies. In Florida, the sales tax is 0. Over in California, sales tax could be close to 10%. So just looking on a per unit basis, we are now competitively priced to any other nitric oxide supplement in the marketplace, with superior ingredients, with real science, with a real design, with third-party validation, with a clinically proven product. So even if it's a couple dollars more, it still is the best buying option for them. Yes, Jean?
I just wanted to throw in here really quick, one of the things that we did last weekend when Judy and I were doing the webinar on all our products, and what really seems to resonate, at least with a lot of my customers, is I get it right down to the day. And I know you and I have talked about this before. So, you know, people think in terms of, you know, that what do they spend money on a daily basis from, because they're going to be taking this product every day. So I don't even get into a lot of, I get into what it would cost them every time they take it. And with the Jumbo Plus One, it drives the cost down to about $1.20 per serving, give or take tax and shipping and things. But I think that really that hits home with people to think, yes, it's going to be a big chunk out of your account initially, but when you're talking about it, it lasting you 3.5 months if you're on 2 scoops a day, or lasting you 7 months, it really changes the landscape a little bit, don't you think?
Sure. And so, taking what you just said, Gene, most people are not going to use 1 scoop, although they might do that from a maintenance standpoint. So, what you can say to a person, and if you're looking at that a serving per day, that's $1.20 per serving. Is your health worth $1.20 a day? Or because you have a health issue, you most likely are going to need a serving and a half. So you're looking at $1.80. Is $1.80 a day worth improving your cardiovascular health? Or if you actually had to use 2 servings, is $2.40 a day? What is, on a daily basis, how much do you want to invest in your health so that you don't have all these other health issues that you see other people facing or that you're currently facing? How much money do you spend now just in going to the doctor in terms of time in the car, the gas, and all the other stuff because you're not feeling well? The medications that you're having to buy. Yeah, I know that you can get prescription drugs at cheaper costs if you have certain types of plans. But again, all that stuff adds up if you're taking not just 1 medication for your high blood pressure, you're taking 3 medications for your high blood pressure. So yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Gene, in terms of as you're talking with that person and understand what their issues are, how you can position pricing to be even more effective in helping them understand that they have a really powerful product here, especially when we go to the next one, where if it doesn't work, it's a 120-day money-back guarantee. I can tell you that if you take your medication and you find that medication doesn't work, no matter how cheap it was to you, you can't return it to the pharmacist and get your money back. They will never take back a medication, and they'll never give you a refund. That is wasted money down the drain. That if that medication here, if you use ProArgi-9 Plus, if it doesn't work, it's a 120-day money-back guarantee, and the only thing that they don't give you back is the shipping fee. So you can put the product to the test, see if it actually helps you, and if it does, you have benefited. And then you need to make the decision, is the cost worth the benefit to continue to derive those benefits that you're feeling? And if it's not, then you don't continue or you return the product. Make sense?
Yeah, and the thing that I say to people is, I don't even get into medications and stuff like that because I've offended people in that way before because a lot of people like their medication. But I'll say, that's $1.20 is like probably half as much, or maybe even depend on where you get your cup of coffee. But it's a lot less than what a lot of people spend on a cup of coffee in the morning. So coffee is not building your health, and this product would be. Is it worth it to you? And then I just, I'm learning then to just walk away from the conversation and just leave it at that, and then do a follow-up rather than, try to convince them right at that point.
Yeah, and again, what we're doing here is we're giving people information so that you know when to apply it and how to apply it. So you're not going to talk about all this. And in the video, the information that I've shared with you in the video, it's not designed for you to learn all this information. It's designed for you to understand what's in the video so that you can use the video as a third-party validator to what you're trying to do. Now, Gene, I was at a meeting yesterday with a couple distributors at Panera Bread, and the small coffee at Panera Bread was $1.79. So again, even on a scoop and a half at $1.80 for ProArgi Plus, that's the same as a small cup of coffee.
And nobody drinks a small coffee.
Well, that's true. Now, what I'd like to do is first see if I have any questions from anyone on today's call, whether you've typed them in the chat box or you want to open up your mic and ask a question, because the next section of our presentation, I want to go through the unique selling position. This is the most important section that you need to understand today. And then the next thing after this, I'll show you some simple emails that have been designed that you'll have access to. This presentation is being recorded, so next Friday when we send out the notice for next Saturday's live webinar, there'll be a recording, a link for a recording that you'll be able to have this whole today's presentation available to you to be able to get this information and review it. So I'm going to start on the unique selling positions. Gene, if there's any questions, just go ahead and interrupt me. So USP is unique selling position. Why is our product better than anything else? I get calls from people and they'll say, well, Dr. Borger and his product is saying these things about ProArgi-9. What's your rebuttal to that? Or the Neo 40 crowd. So here are your unique selling positions. First off, the physician's desk reference. That is the major, for lack of a better word, well, let's just do it this way. That's the major reference book that physicians use for guidelines on what they're going to recommend to their patients. And for 3 years, we've been listed in the physician's desk reference, and we're the only L-arginine product listed. So Dr. Borger can talk all he wants about his product, but he's never made it into the physician's desk reference. Physician's Desk Reference has no financial interest in Synergy Worldwide, and here's the exact quote that the Physician's Desk Reference says about ProArgi-9 Plus. Quote, ProArgi-9 Plus is the highest quality L-arginine supplement in the world, end of quote. Again, that's the reference book that physicians use. The medical community recognizes ProArgi-9 Plus as the absolute best L-arginine supplement in the world, irregardless of what Dr. Borger or anyone else wants to say about their product. That's third-party validation. The second thing is, we are the only L-arginine supplement that's clinically proven. Dr. Borger can talk all he wants about his product, he can talk all he wants about his research, but his product is not clinically proven. We are the only product, only L-arginine, I should say, the only L-arginine supplement in the marketplace that is clinically proven. It's the only, and it's proven in 2 areas. So you don't need to understand all the science, but you need to understand that it's clinically proven to produce more nitric oxide than L-arginine alone, and it's also clinically proven to inhibit vascular inflammation. All that information about myeloperoxidase and white blood cells and plaque formation and low density lipoprotein and reducing the oxidation of that, all that boils down to inhibiting vascular inflammation. So your unique selling position is that our product is actually clinically proven. Now, if you need to go in other areas to continue to satisfy that person's ability to understand why our product is better than anyone else, then you can go down the road with other things. But I found from experience of talking to hundreds of people that those first 2 selling positions, unique selling positions, satisfies most people's desire to understand why our product is better, and the other products all go away. Once I do those 2, I usually don't have anything else to do with a person other than them wanting to know what is the pricing for the product. Now, 120-day money back guarantee. If you are talking to people maybe over in Europe, the Otis Award and the CAMexpo would be important. You might want to talk about the High Desert Heart Institute study in 2009 and how the results were so remarkable that they incorporated ProArgi-9 Plus into their standard treatment program. You might want to talk about that we use pharmaceutically grade L-arginine and L-citrulline, that we actually have 262 quality assurance steps, that we use vitamin K2, which is more expensive to use and actually benefits the vascular system, as opposed to other companies that use K1 that's cheap to use and has no benefit to your vascular system, just so they can put vitamin K on their label and not disclose or not tell you which form it is, and help you think that you're getting the right one when it's not. And then pomegranate fruit concentrate. So those are the unique selling positions. And again, the first 2 that you really need to get these down. Physician's Desk Reference for the last 3 years, the only L-arginine supplement listed, and the actual quote is, quote, ProArgi-9 Plus is the highest quality L-arginine supplement in the world, end of quote. Now you'll notice 2 things. One, I didn't have it on the screen to read it, and so I have it memorized. You got to get that one statement memorized, and memorized exactly as it's listed in the Physician's Desk Reference. I've seen people state that thing, or I've heard people state that thing, that quote, or I've seen it written where it's not completely accurate. You want to make sure that the statement is completely accurate to what's in the physician's desk reference. And then the other one would be the fact that we are clinically proven. And if a person wants to know what that means, we're clinically proven in the ability to produce higher levels of nitric oxide than L-arginine alone, and we're clinically proven to inhibit inflammation in the vascular system that causes most cardiovascular disease. So you can add that most if you want, but inflammation of the vascular system. Any questions on the unique selling position for ProArgi-9 Plus before I go into this last part of our presentation this morning, how you can begin to effectively position this product and the video in front of people so that you can be able to help them understand why they need this product and join you in your mission to eliminate heart disease. Okay, I'm going to go on to the next section. So in our organization, we teach 3 marketing strategies. We teach eliminate heart disease, naturally derived energy, improved athletic performance. We have just 2 foundational products that we use, ProArgi-9 Plus and E9. ProArgi-9 Plus for eliminating heart disease. I'm not sure if we're going to talk about this next month, but we use E9 as the foundational product for naturally derived energy. And when we're looking at improved athletic performance, we're looking at a combination of E9 and ProArgi-9 Plus. We do not get into the active product. We just focus on those 2 core ones. And I'm not sure when we're going to schedule this for athletic performance, but it'll be sometime in the future, and we'll talk about the positioning. So when we look at eliminating heart disease, we have just 1 product to focus on, ProArgi-9 Plus. We have just 1 video to focus on. And again, in the Global Health Makeover website, I'm not sure, Bob, if it's been put up yet through Suzanne, but the video is there. It's a non-branded video so that I have my version on my YouTube platform. I put a different version on the Global Health Makeover YouTube platform, and the only difference is the ending. The ending has no attachment to me, no picture of me, no phone number or website for me. It has strictly, if you see this product as having value to you, please get back to the person who shared this information with you. Now, let's talk. I'm going to show you 2 simple emails. This first email would be, you're out and you're having conversations with people. Again, if you want to effectively market your Synergy business, you need to do what every business does that's successful. You create awareness of who you are. So if you're going to do that in your community, that means that you're out talking to people. And in conversations with people, however it comes up, maybe they have some cardiovascular health issues. So in this case, we're talking to John. And John has some high blood pressure issues. So here's a very simple email that you can use with John. Dear John, it was good talking with you today at the XYZ event. Thank you for sharing with me some of your health challenges. As we discussed, nitric oxide therapy might be helpful to you with your high blood pressure concerns. This is just 1 client of hundreds that we've helped. Sherry's blood pressure was 160/90, and when she applied nitric oxide therapy by using ProArgi-9 Plus, her blood pressure returned to normal. Now her readings are consistently 112/68. Here is the video I promised. Just click on the link below. High blood pressure video, the YouTube link for it. I'll call you tomorrow to follow up. I want to make sure you got this email and to see if you have any questions. Have a blessed day, Dan. So here is the reasoning for this email and how it's structured. First off, I want to let John know that I enjoyed talking with him, and I want to remind him where it was. Whatever that event was that I was at, I want to present that in the first line to refresh John of why I'm sending this. Thank you for sharing with me some of your health challenges. As we discussed nitric oxide therapy, everything is about nitric oxide therapy because I can make statements about nitric oxide therapy without getting myself into trouble, then putting them to ProArgi-9 Plus and potentially getting myself into trouble. So everything is about what nitric oxide therapy can do to address John's concern, which is high blood pressure. Now, I worded this so that anyone can use this. This is just one client of hundreds that we've helped. Again, you're part of Synergy Worldwide. We're all independent distributors in the same Synergy business. So my client is your client because we're all involved in the same aspect. We've helped. Not me, but we. We is collective. Sherry's blood pressure was 160/90, and when she applied nitric oxide therapy by using ProArgi-9 Plus, her blood pressure returned to normal. Now her readings are consistently 112/68. So I want to give a testimonial that will relate to John, talk about how nitric oxide therapy helped Sherry, but the product that we use is ProArgi-9 Plus because I'm positioning ProArgi-9 Plus as the product to use, and this is what it brought her blood pressure down to, 112/68. So a real testimony that shows John promise in terms of what could be done through nitric oxide therapy and the application of ProArgi-9 Plus to help address his blood pressure issue. I have a video. The video came out of the Synergy Library. You have access to the Synergy Library on the Global Health Makeover. So I didn't show the ProArgi-9 Plus video, the ProArgi-9 Plus Advantage video that we just talked about. What I did is I picked a specific video out of the Cardiovascular Wellness Library that would speak to John's issue. And then I'll call you tomorrow to follow up. Just want to make sure you got the email, see if you have any questions. Now that's a very simple email structure that you can use that provides a lot of things going on. It identifies the need, it gives you great testimonial, and it has a video that is going to do third-party validation and explanation for you that you don't then need to try and explain to John all the things that's on the video. Let John watch, listen, and learn. Now, the next one that we have, okay, so the next email is an email that we recommend to our new distributors. One of the common things that's done in network marketing is when you join a network marketing group, you're supposed to make a list of family and friends, everyone that you know, pull out the phone book, go through the alphabet, write down everyone that you know, and then you're going to approach them. We don't recommend that you approach them from the business standpoint. We don't even recommend that you approach them from getting onto a product. What we recommend is that you approach them on your mission and asking for their help to get this information out to as many people as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you the 3 sections of this email, and before I go to the next section, I'm going to explain to you the psychology of why this is written the way that it is. So, dear John, I hope this email finds you and your family in good health. I want you to know that I decided to become a distributor for a nutritional company called Synergy Worldwide. Rest easy. I'm not looking to recruit you into the business. Their mission is to empower people to elite health, and it's a mission I fully support. I love the fact that they control their product manufacturing so that their quality assurance standards are the highest in the industry. Even Forbes magazine recognizes Synergy Worldwide as one of America's top 100 most trustworthy companies. So here's the psychology of this first section of the email. 1, I have a very simple introduction. You can change that however you would like to. But immediately I want to let the person know the reason why I'm sending this. I become a distributor for a nutritional company called Synergy Worldwide, and all of a sudden they're thinking, oh man, he's going to try and recruit me. No, I want to throw them off guard and tell them, rest easy, I know what you're thinking, rest easy, I'm not looking to recruit you into the business. I want to talk about the mission. The mission is elite health. It's a mission that I fully support, and I love the fact that their product, their product manufacturing and their assurance quality or their quality assurance standards are the highest in the industry. And then what I do is I use a third party to validate that statement. Forbes magazine. Most people have heard of Forbes magazine or Forbes in general, and the fact that Synergy Worldwide is one of America's top 100 most trustworthy companies, they may not know that, but they certainly know Forbes magazine. So we use that statement to validate the information of the paragraph just prior to that. I go on to say, as I looked over the product line, there is one product that I thought you might be interested in, ProArgi-9 Plus, to help eliminate heart disease. This product uses Nobel Prize winning research in the area of nitric oxide therapy and it's the only product of its type to be, quote, clinically proven. I am on a mission to get this information out to as many people as possible. To help me with my mission, I would ask 2 favors. Number 1, click on the link below and watch the video on ProArgi-9 Plus. So that video link is the video link to the ProArgi-9 Plus Advantage video that I walked you through in the first part of today's presentation. Now, here's the psychology of the middle section of this email. I looked over the product line, and there's one product that I thought John might be interested in. So I'm not talking about a whole bunch of products to John. I'm focusing just on one product for John alone. And here's the reason: help to eliminate heart disease. And then I validate that product with Nobel Prize winning research, nitric oxide therapy. John may not understand that, but he would understand Nobel Prize, and he would most likely understand the terminology clinically proven. I'm on a mission. My mission is not to get John on the product. My mission is to share this information with as many people as possible. So I'm looking for John to buy into my mission of sharing information. That's all I want to do. If the information I share resonates with John, he'll be interested. If it doesn't, he won't. If he's interested, or if he sees how this information could be valuable to other people even though it's not valuable to him, he then may buy into my mission to share this information with other people. I'm asking John to do just 2 things, and they're favors. Always ask your friends for favors, because they ask you for favors, and because you do favors for them, they need to reciprocate back to you. So you ask for favors. 1, click on the link below and watch the video. That's a pretty simple favor that I'm asking John to do. And then the second thing is, as you watch this video, please think about anyone you know who could benefit from the information shared in the video. I'll call you in 2 days to follow up. Please give me your honest opinion about the information in the video, and please let me know if you or any of your family and friends could benefit from this information. Our mission is to eliminate heart disease. I can only do it through the support of my family and friends in helping me get this information out to as many people as possible. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. It means a lot to me. Have a blessed day. Dan, my phone number, my email address. So here's the psychology of the last section of the email. As you watch the video, I want John to be thinking in terms of other people that he knows that could actually benefit from that information on the video, so that John sees this not just as something for himself, but something that maybe it doesn't apply to him because John's in perfect health, but he's got family members who are not. And so the information in the video could speak to them. I'll call you in 2 days. I'm giving John a defined time that I'm going to follow up. I want John's honest opinion about the information in the video, not about the product, about the information that's in the video. And then I'm asking John if he or anyone within his family and friends network could benefit not from the product, but could benefit from the information that's being shared. Our mission is to eliminate heart disease. John, I can only do it through the support of my family and friends. Again, it's a subtle way of saying, John, are you going to support me in this or not? I'm hoping that you will, because all I'm looking for is your help in getting this information out to as many people as possible. Again, I'm not asking John to get on the product. If John sees the product for himself, he'll tell me. If John sees this product for other people that he knows, he'll tell me. If John doesn't tell me that, then I want to stay to what this email is. It's all about getting this information out to as many people as possible. John, how do you see that I could do that? Do you have any suggestions for me on how I can get this information out? See, I'm looking at John to be a person who can help me with John's ideas. I'm not looking to tell John how to do this. I'm looking for John to give me suggestions because maybe John will think of something that I never thought of. Or John feels a part of the mission and I've stayed true to the whole structure of the email that I sent him. So I build the trust factor in John to say, okay, Dan's doing exactly what he told me in his email. He's not pitching me on the product. He's not trying to convince me to get on the product. He's not trying to sell me on the product. He's just wanting to know how I can help him get this information out. And again, if John is interested, John will tell me. And as I build that relationship with John, maybe he's not interested today, but because I respected John and treated him like I told him I was going to treat him in the email, he can trust me so that maybe in the future, when John does have an issue, he's going to come back to me and say, Dan, you know, that email that you sent me, I want to talk more about that product. So John may become a customer today, or he may become a customer in the future. I just want to help John give me access to other people that he knows, either directly or through ideas that he might have, on how I can get this information out to as many people as possible. Does that make sense to those that are on the call this morning? And that is a question that does require an answer.
Yes.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, thank you.
Makes sense.
My
The other Gene said yes too.
my next question, yeah, Gene, you've got a Doppler up in Boston. So my next question is, can you see using this second email with every person that you know?
Hey Dan, this is Homer. Yeah, I can see us using this email. In fact, this is exactly what Diana and I were talking about yesterday. And also, I can see where we could do it face-to-face almost, you know, using it not as a pitch, but, you know, when you're talking to people, you know, letting them, you know, asking them, you know, who do you know, you know, giving them your, you know, your mission statement and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely, Homer. So there's variations off of this that you, again, what is the structure? You're looking to bring the person in, not to sell them the product, but help you on your mission to get this information to as many people as possible. And so you're giving them the ability to join you in the mission, regardless of whether they actually, quote, use the product or not. It's a subtle way of getting greater participation from people, because most people want to help you be successful, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Good point, Homer. Appreciate it. Anyone else have anything else that you would like to share? You know, we're at 9:49, so we need to begin to close off this live Saturday morning presentation. But anyone else have any questions for me or any comments that you would like to make?
Dan?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. I just want to tell everybody how to unmute themselves. Just click the little microphone next to your name, and it should say unmute, and then you'll be able to unmute yourself. So go ahead, Donald.
Thank you, Gene. Dan, it makes perfect sense to me, and it's something that I would be willing to try, of course, and I would like to look at another twist in it, and I'll be in touch with you to see how we can do that.
Sure, absolutely. Appreciate it, Donald. Anyone else have any comments before we say goodbye?
Nobody has anything typed in, Dan. Everybody's saying it makes perfect sense.
All right.
David, were you going to say something?
Who, me?
Yeah, I appreciate the information, Dan. It's fantastic. I can see myself translating a lot of this information that uses Spanish, you know, the emails, the replies, and using it in my market. So thank you for this.
Oh, you're welcome, David.
Great stuff.
Hey Dan, you'll have this posted on out on the site when?
I'll render this most likely tomorrow. Russell, I'll send it to you once I upload it to YouTube. But for everyone else, it'll go out next Friday in the email newsletter that we send out on Friday to promote next Saturday's webinar.
Thank you so much.
Okay, great, thanks.
You're welcome, Russell. Good hearing your voice.
Dan, I would like.
And thank you so much. This is Jerry.
Hi, Jerry. How are you in Arizona?
Great. Doing great. I really loved the presentation.
Well, good. Hopefully you can get the information down through your organization so we can do our mission, which is to get more people on ProArgi-9 Plus. We all benefit from that.
Exactly. Yep, that was done. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I was saying, Dan, I would like. I'm requesting an email of it as well.
Okay. All right. I've got your guys' emails, so I'll send that out tomorrow after I render it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else, Jane, that we have before we say goodbye?
I got nothing, and it doesn't look like anybody's typing anything in the box either. So I just want to thank everybody for coming. Thank you, Dan. A lot of great information today. Really appreciate it. What do we have on deck for next Saturday, Dan?
Next Saturday, David and I are going to be doing a team presentation talking about how to create interest.
Fabulous.
Hey, Dan?
Yes, David.
I just wanted to mention that I posted just on the text area, facebook.com Su Buena Salud. If anyone on the call has any Spanish-speaking customers that wanted information about ProArgi-9 Plus, I posted on the text there my page, facebook.com/Su Buena Salud, which has a lot of the information that you prepared and that I have prepared, translated, and a lot of good videos in Spanish in case you want to help someone who speaks Spanish and need a resource for them to look at. They don't need to contact me. They can work with whatever distributor they want, but at least you have a source that will give them great information in Spanish that could later on change their lives.
Thank you for sharing that, David. Appreciate it.
Hey, David, tell everybody what Su Buena Salud means.
Your good health.
Thank you.
Su Buena
Yeah, that's a
Salud.
great idea, David. Thank you.
I missed that. There was interference with noise. Could you say that again, David, please?
Sure. What I was saying is, in a lot of cases, our distributors will run across Spanish-speaking families that have a crisis in their lives. They have, issues with diabetes. They have issues with heart disease, and you wish you had a way you could tell them about this life-saving product we represent, which is ProArgi-9 Plus. So I'm sharing my Facebook page, facebook.com/Su Buena Salud, which is your good health. And you can take them to this location and they can see videos and look at a lot of the information that Dan prepared that I've translated. And they can be educated about the power of nitric oxide and how they can help themselves and help improve their health. So share it with them. Certainly I don't need the credit and I don't need them to contact me unless they have any questions, but I'll be glad to help those families and improve your business to, just by communicating the information. That's what it's all about. Educating people and empowering them to take control of their health, especially in my case, the Hispanic community. So please feel free to share.
Su Bueno?
Su Buena.
Oh, Su Buena?
I'll spell it S-U-B-E, S-U-B-U-E-N S-A-L-U-D. Su Buena Salud. One word.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you again, David. Gene,
Sure
thanks
thing.
for working the back office for me. Appreciate it.
No worries.
And I want
Do
to...
we want to remind everybody about our upcoming calls, Dan? I believe we're still doing a Monday morning call with Dane and Bob. Bob, if you want to chime in, that's a really valuable call. We always have Judy on with... go ahead, Bob. You tell everybody what it is.
Yeah, Monday morning calls are awesome. Great way to start the week. 7 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. And yeah, Dane and I are hosting that. We were on the phone yesterday. He called me he was at a baseball game in St. George, Utah. It was 75 degrees. He's sitting out in the sun enjoying his day. I was in Blackstone, Massachusetts, freezing my tail off in a warehouse, and it was just not right. But we had a great time. He was just wanting to chat, and we had a good time. So Monday morning, 7 a.m., hosting Dane and Bob. It's the Dane and Bob show every Monday morning. Love to have you guys join us.
And people can find the exact information, phone number, if you go on the Global Health Makeover website and you click on the calendar. You can find that information on the call-in number and the access code.
And I also want to remind everybody that we have ongoing Team 6 calls. This is a free training for your business. I would highly suggest that you get onto a Team 6. There's one on Monday mornings and there's one on Tuesday nights, run by the leaders. And also on Tuesday mornings, every Tuesday morning at the same time that Bob was talking about, Tuesday, 7 a.m., Mountain Time is Judy Feldhausen's. Judy is our resident life or business and life coach, and she walks us through a 21-day challenge, and it's a really, really valuable call, and I would suggest everybody try to get on that call as well. So I just wanted to do a little plug for our upcoming events, Dan.
Okay, thank you. All right, with that said, I wish everyone have a blessed weekend. Enjoy your Saturday here in Chicago. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day for a change, and we're going to go out and enjoy it. Take care, everyone.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.